I'm a wee pianist, pal. Rumble just does not appreciate the coffee shop talks. The numbers always are always really low, and it makes me very sad. Rumble is obsessed with red pills, I think, and juicy information. I don't know. I don't know. You guys can hear me all right? How many cups of coffee have you had? YouTube's being kind to me, so I'll be cool with YouTube. And I didn't even necessarily plan on doing this morning. I mean, I had thought about it, and then I thought about maybe a Booma stream later. But I thought after I talked to, I was chatting a little bit with Mrs. Synergy, Sabrina Wallace, and she wanted her coffee shop talk. So I was like, all right, why not? So I threw together a little vintage style. So we got vintage coffee in the background. Oh man, when I flip that one around, it's not, it's facing the wrong way. The coffee is, oh well, it spell it right. On a couple of them, the AI didn't spell it right. So anyways, looks like we got a Mr. and a Mrs. And Mrs. isn't so happy. And the male put on his shirt backwards, which is pretty common. Two or three coffees. I'm only on number two, and I'm only just starting. Look at my eyes. Like I don't even know what's going on. Sabrina was like, I want my coffee shop talk, and I was like, okay, I can make that. Oh, I need to move that banner. It's messed up, huh? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Get that. We can get that painfully beautiful off there. So we can see the coffee shop talk number 31, which I usually don't put on the screen, but why not? This is like vintage style, right? It's going to be totally vintage. I got a couple skunk videos and got a kitten one that's pretty funny to me anyways. And then I got, yes, she's here. Mrs. Synergy is here. Synergy solified. What does solified mean? I'm just a big dummy. That's why you guys need me. That's why the Synergist and Sabrina need me to ask the dummy questions. And I know there's no dumb questions, but I'm going to ask the dumb questions because so people can learn what is being talked about. But I'm going to play some of those. I think we'll start off with the Skunker videos and the kitten videos. Sola Fide. Sola Fide. Latin for by faith alone. Beautiful. Synergy for faith alone, or by faith alone. Synergy by faith alone. Got it. Wonderful. And thank you for being here, Sabrina. Considering you inspired this space. Wow! Look at all of you over on the Substack. Catania Rain was the first one here. Live 76. Good morning. Ken Robin. Catania. Oh, I already said that one, but I don't know if I've seen you. If I have, then forgive me. But welcome. And Rhonda in the house. Rhonda, did you see your I think it was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon little pinata farms that I made, and you were going up against Fauci. I hope you like that one. And Vicky, thank you. She likes the music. And Noah Wan, Robert, Clyde, MR. Wow, I'm kind of shocked about how many people jumped on the Substack. This Substack loves the coffee shop talks. Rumble on the Rumbles. Velvet, Mark, Salian. I think Salian, you're in a couple different places. Marilyn. Hey D. Hey Marilyn. Nancy F. Colin is everywhere as well. And Norma Maynard. And Velvet. No, I am not on Rumble. If you're having issues, I guess I don't think Velvet can see me or something. Sally and Colin and Nancy, tell Velvet that it's on YouTube and X if she can get on one of those. Here, I'll put the link for the YouTuber into the Substack for anybody that's having issues. If any issues on Substack, please use this link. And it'll be to the YouTuber. And as long as YouTube plays nice with me, I will play nice with YouTube. Yes, morning, Norma. It's so great to see you. Morning, Nancy. Colin Wise. Sorry, sir. But that's how, with the Y, bro, in America, we would say Weiss. But you are the wise man. Colin the wise man. Sir Colin. All right, you guys are rocking it on the Substack. See, the Substack is so, so favorable and so kind. So kind to the coffee shop talks. And Rumble is just, they're not. And some of you are on Rumble too, so thank you for supporting me on the various platforms. But they're just not as nice. What is this? Typing like Elton John. Playing that piano, playing that keyboard like a piano. All right, let's get into some of this because I know you guys want to see these. So this first one is I'm calling it Skunk Authority because this is where I had and it was longer than this as far as my standoff with Mrs. Skunk. She didn't have her babies with her. She was trying to come up on the property, and I was not having it because she was going to try to go to all the kitten bowls. And I was like, nope, not happening. I was hanging out all evening, and Mama Kitty, who we call Spooks, she did not eat her dinner, and she was not feeling well, and I laid out with her just nearby. She's never let me actually touch her, but I was hanging out, asking her how she was doing, and she was meow. So she wasn't feeling very good. And so I laid out there with her and just kind of hung out in her presence. And I think she really appreciated that. And then Grease Monkey was out and he was hanging out. So I was kind of trying to be nice to him and see if I could coax him out a little bit more. But it was nice because he kind of laid underneath the car and didn't freak out when I got pretty close. So we make a little progress there. And then Mama Kitten did eat this morning and is doing better, so I'm thankful for that. But let's get to, hello, Clarity. Welcome. We're just going to have some fun, a little coffee shop talk. Hope you guys are having a little bit of coffee or tea or water or whatever it is that you like in the morning, maybe some OJ. But we're going to get into Skunk Authority. Stubborn ass skunk. No, you're trying to sneak back up here. Stay. Go back to the forest. You're not sneaky. You're not sneaky. Nope, I can see you. Yeah, you go. Keeps on coming up here. You're just waiting me out. I didn't even see the deer until the end because I was so focused on Mrs. Skunk. Skunk Authority! Skunk Authority! But this freaking deer is watching this whole thing going down like, what the heck is going on up there? You're just waiting me out. And there's a deer down there. Oh, the joys. I'm protecting you, Grease Monkey. I got you. See? I'm standing right by the car where Grease Monkey's at. And so I told him, I was like, I'm protecting you, Grease Monkey, because I'm not letting Mrs. Skunk come and get into your water dish and kick it over. She always gets she's like a pissy skunk. Like I got a lot of attitude. I guess I would too if I had 5 babies that were probably driving me up the wall driving me up the forest, I guess I should say. And welcome, follow your bliss. But Mrs. Skunk was like, she was trying to come up over by like she did last time where I showed the video of all the little skunkies coming up by where the kittens are at down by the shed. She started that way, and I was like, no. And then she walked along the hillside, and then she stopped and acted like she's like scratching herself, and it's like she's just waiting me out. It's like I'm just gonna hang out here. I'm not doing nothing, and he's gonna forget, and then I'm gonna come up there and I'm gonna eat that kitty food. And I was like, no. And then Grease Monkey had been out, and then Grease Monkey went hiding, and I was just like, I'm not gonna let her get in your dish. And so I was standing by the car, and I was telling her, no, respect my authority. And so there's the respect my authority. But isn't this funny? Let me get this better view. Isn't this funny how she was like slinking right here? It's like she was trying to like duck down and crawl like I couldn't see her. Go back to the forest. You're not sneaky. You're not sneaky. Little pill thinking she's fooling me. She ain't gonna fool the Booma-san. All right. And so after yesterday's show, if you haven't seen that, you can go check that one out. I shared some, and if you want to just get to the kitties and the skunkies and stuff at the end, I'll go back and watch the end of that one. The samurai celebration video that I put out yesterday. She leaves them. She leaves them somewhere, and they're probably raising all kinds of crazy because they're like a few of them have ADHD. But yes, she was army crawling. That's exactly what she was doing. But anyways, after the video yesterday, I talked to Biscuits, and he was like, "I'm gonna really need you to get in there closer on the skunk, like." He's challenging, and he's partially joking, of course. And then, so I got this video because Mama Skunk ended up going the long way around, and I allowed her to because there's this other spot where we feed the deer and squirrels and birds. And she went around the long way, so I was okay because she didn't mess with the kitties. And she came and got some food, and I was fine with it. But this was me getting a close-up of the skunk for Biscuits. And then I'll tell you afterwards. Skunk. I get this close to a skunk. You really don't care that I'm right here, huh? Well, that's good. That is good. There you go, Biscuits. Eat your heart out. I bet it could hit me from here. This is as close as it gets. Although getting closer sure would make a better video. And that's what Biscuits wants. He wants much closer. He wants me to get much closer. He's like, you need to get an RC car with a camera on it and drive right up to it. And I was like, man, I ain't gonna be able to use that RC car afterwards. I'll play this again, and I gotta see what there's a lot more chatter in the Substack that I can't show on the screen, so let me get to that. I'll play this just so you can have some visual there. But the Substack is saying, Catania says that I do 3 liters of plasma every morning to flush as part of a daily cleansing protocol. It hydrates at cellular level. Okay, so you guys are talking about some cleansing here. Rhonda's last day of vacation. Enjoy it, and you're here to hang out. This is awesome. We're just kind of keeping it chill. The coffee shops are just chill. Ken Roman, D Booma, your female cat never let you touch her. I probably could have touched her at one point. She was like really lovey. Like she gets all like lovey and rubbing on stuff when we're about ready to give her fish. Of course, like her favorite is fish. And she came up to me one time and almost allowed me to touch her. She came and was eating food out of my niece's hand, my youngest niece. And she was like a cat whisperer. It was the first time Spooks had ever met her. And she was eating right out of her hand. But there was a time that I probably could have pet her, but I was worried that she would have a freak out and then claw me, and I'd have to go to the hospital and get a freaking, I don't know. Who knows what would happen. She don't have rabies or nothing, but I was a little freaked out, so I decided not to press my luck. I let her smell my hand. And then Ken says, mine is the same, but her son loves me and will not leave me alone. So this morning, apparently, and I'm so glad to hear that Spooks is feeling better. Spooks is the mama cat. She came and ate, and she brought over some of her kittens. And then as soon as my dad went out to feed her, the cats just all ran, and she's out there just meow, meow, like, oh man, you haven't eaten all night, Spooks. Okay, so I was glad to hear that she's doing better. Yes, we love the kitties, and a lot of people like the skunkies. If they didn't have those glands back there and they were removed, someone said that they're nice little pets. Uh, yes, for this one, like every once in a while, I'll go on to Rumble with the coffee shop talks, but it usually isn't worth it, in my opinion, because I just don't feel like I'm respected over there for the coffee shop talks. They like other stuff, I guess. Some of you are on both, so I love that. And welcome Richard that just joined and Brenda that just joined. It's nice to see y'all. And so we've shared. You're gonna probably have to go back, but we've shared some skunky videos. Mama Skunkies was trying to do the army crawl and get around me, and I had her respect my authority. Now I got one more with the kittens, and so we'll take a look at this one. And this is at the garden too, so you get to kind of see the garden, which isn't doing nearly as good as we had hoped it would do, but we'll see. All right, so they didn't know I was here until I started. I giggled a little bit, and then all of a sudden, boom! Here's one of them. You can't see my cursor on it, but you can see the cat eyes. They're just to the left center of the video. And and then there's Mama up on the top almost center there, and she was not feeling good, and she was laying out there, and I was like, oh my gosh, like is she gonna freaking die? Like, did she eat something? Did someone poison her or something like that? Like, that's how scared I was for her. And then one of her kittens sniffed her, and she swatted it, and I was like, that's the spirit, Spooks. But watch this.
There's a bunch of them out here.
There's two more. So you got the gray one that looks a lot like Mama, but then to the left, that's Monster. You can't really hardly tell, but that's Monster. The one that got grabbed multiple times and that was screamed like a freaking baby child when my dad got a hold of her. That's the baby that looks like Mama, and this is only 3 of them, and I think there's 2 or 3 more. And that's Monster that's in the garden bed right there.
Oh, look at the eyes. Oh,
there they go. And they can't hang out. Mama hangs out.
She's not feeling well. It's okay.
And they're gone.
She can't get them comfortable.
Grab them by the... I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Grab them by the you-know-what. But yep, we got to see... I got to see a couple more of them, and that one takes off. That's the one on the left there. That one looks a lot like my sister's cat. And then these 2 right here, the one that's in the garden bed is the Monster. And the other one is so cute. Looks like Mama. And there's another one that looks like Mama that's like the runt, but it's like the adventurous one. It's very strange. It's kind of funny. So anyways, those are the videos I have for the skunks and the kitties. I'll have more. Don't worry. It's quite the kitty skunk farm out here. And I saw the hummingbird this morning, but it was just doing its normal hummingbird thing. I like when it starts to stake out the hummingbird feeder and wait for other ones to come by, but it was just the dominant one that was showing up. But grab them by the you-know-what. All right, so this is Coffee Shop Talk 31, which is crazy. We're going to do some vintage coffee stuff. So I've got some vintage commercials and then a couple of the vintage kind of style coffee makers that we're going to check out. And I know, Vicky, I'm going to try to have to get them fixed. There's an older guy, I guess, in the area that works with vets, and we'll see if we can make that happen, because they're going to be able to breed in a matter of months. Lady Veracity, welcome. Mark sharing a YouTube link with Rhonda. Rhonda, what do you mean you don't know what's going on? Everything's fine. Everything's good. You got to enjoy your last day of vacation. And then Charlie, spend hours among nature will yield results beyond anything else. That's in the times that we're living in. Yes, nature, and I think that's why sharing, like, I think that's why people are resonating with me just sharing some of the nature around here, is because we just need more of it in our lives right now. Okay, so this first one is called Sexist Coffee Ad, CA 1960s. I just thought this was interesting. It's like a sexist coffee ad from back in the day.
Harvey, want anything special for your birthday?
Just a decent cup of coffee.
You're kidding.
I'm serious. Honey, your coffee's undrinkable.
It's pretty harsh.
Well, so's your coffee. You know, the girls down at the office make better coffee on their hot plates. Well, see you later.
And he didn't even kiss me goodbye. You know, if I could just make a decent cup of coffee, I could relax. So, relax. Why don't you try Instant Folgers? Tastes good as fresh perked. Good as fresh perked. I'll surprise Harvey for his birthday tonight.
Hey, great coffee.
It's Instant Folgers. Doesn't it taste good as fresh perked?
Better.
Better than those girls make at the office?
Honey, their coffee can't hold a candle to yours.
Instant Folgers taste good as fresh perked. Try it.
What the heck, man? Fresh perked. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that sexist freaking coffee commercial? And it's like, he's like making his wife pissed about the ladies at the office making better coffee than her. And then it gets all like sexy romantic there at the end. Like it's all about the coffee. But there's good old Folgers for you. Oh my gosh. Yes, exactly, Velvet Thought Forums. Are you the same Velvet that was over on the Substack? Told you, it could be a little bit better over on the YouTuber. I'd be making him some special coffee, all right. Yeah, right? With a little laxative maybe mixed in. Try this, honey. And then I'll end up being on the toilet all night. You son of a gun. All right, so I had to share that one. I thought it was interesting. Interesting because it's just like it just blows your mind. Some of the stuff that they did put out during like the 50s and 60s when TV was first starting. So welcome over to the YouTuber Velvet, and you're Veronica Rabbit as well. Nice to know on the Rumble, right? Awesome. Let me get these off so they're not confusing me, and I will play the second share that I had, which is a Maxwell House coffee commercial from back in the day. This is the 1950s and 60s as well. Let's see what Maxwell compared to Folgers had.
Smell good ground coffee. That's Maxwell House coffee. Listen to the sound of the Maxwell House coffee pot at work. Pour a cup of this good-smelling coffee. It will taste as good as it smells because it's good ground Maxwell House. Maxwell House coffee is good to the last drop. Enjoy the rich, fresh taste of Maxwell House coffee. The ground coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House.
So that was more appropriate. And then we get the vintage like white noise in the background. Makes it a little better. And then obviously the black and white. Tastes as good as it smells. Maxwell House coffee. A much better commercial than the Folgers. I will definitely say that. And hello, it's me, Margaret. It's probably not at all like you sound. Do you know the lyrics to this? Oh, man. I'm a little teapot, short and... What is it? Short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my spout. When I get all... Oh, crap. What's the lyric? Lyrics, I want to sing it right. Lyrics to my little... I'm also only like 1.5 cups of coffee, Margaret. Don't get mad at me. I'm a little teapot. Okay. Okay, let's get this. Lyrics to my little teapot. Here we go. Here we go. I'll put it on the screen for you all, too, so we can sing it out loud. Everybody sing this at your... wherever you're at today. And let me pull it up on the screen. Are you getting mad at me for not knowing it? Most of you know it. Okay, I got to stop sharing that screen. And we got to share this screen. Uh-oh. Ads, ads, ads. We don't like those ads. We don't want no ads. We don't want them. We don't want them. All right. Are you guys ready? I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is... I can't believe I'm doing this. Here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. Oh, is there more to it? I'm a very special pot. This is true. No, that's something else. I don't know what that is. But that's the My Little Teapot. Someone's going to clip this and make me look like a fool. Yes. You got D. Loopy's on right now, who's, I need some more coffee. And for those of you that just showed up, we got the missus that's not too happy with the mister because he put his shirt on backwards. See how the coffee is spelled? I flipped the picture and it, now he's got his t-shirt on backwards. I didn't know there was a second verse either, and I tried to sing it, and it didn't make sense, so I don't know what the heck that's all about. I'm a very special pot, this is true. Here's an example of what I can do. I can change my handle and my spout. Okay, so I'm a very special pot, this is true. Here's an example of what I can do. I can change my handle and my spout. Tip me over and pour me out. Had no idea. Oh, yep. He didn't like her coffee, so she's pissed. She is pissed. The female coffee is not happy with Mr. Coffee, but he seems happy, so isn't that usually how it goes? Maybe she's not happy because he's happy. I don't know. And what do we got? Let's see what's going on here on the YouTuber. So we got Margaret has now taken the lead. Well, actually, Sallyan got a number 1. Velvet Thought Forms came over a little bit late, but she is in number 3. Clarity pulled a number 2. They got these purple crowns that are kind of funny. And because I don't have a whole lot of people over on the YouTube, that seems to be not a hard race to win. What do we got going on here? Mark says, I've seen Margaret come into some other lives, and yes, and Sabrina, I believe. Sabrina was here. She's probably just watching. I think she's busy uploading some stuff and doing her Ko-fi, whatever you say. But she's here in the X and in spirit. And I believe every time she says, it's me again, Margaret, it makes me think of Ray Stevens' video song. What is this? Okay, let me see if I can pull this up. So every time Margaret comes in and says hi, it makes me think of Ray Stevens' video song. What is this? Oh, it's me again, Margaret. Okay. I'll play just a little bit of this. I'll just play a little bit of this that just got shared. Ray Stevens. It's me again. It's me again, Margaret.
Well, there once was a fella named Willard McBain, and he only had just one thought on his brain. Every evening about midnight he'd slip off alone and call the same lady on a paid telephone. It's me again, Margaret. Hello, is this Margaret? You don't know me, Margaret, but I know you. Well, this upset the lady, gave her the blues. So she called up.
Have a good one, Clarity.
Said, oh, what shall I do? Well, the chief of detectives came around to her home and eavesdropped upon them on her upstairs phone. It's me again, Margaret. Hello, is this Margaret? I know it's you, Margaret. Are you naked?
Uh-oh.
Well, I called up Ma Bell, traced him on down to a funky old phone booth on the outskirts of town. It was there that the vice squad with the field glasses read lips of that amorous man as he said, it's me again, Margaret. Hello, is this Margaret? I know it's you, Margaret. Wanna hear me bark like Ren 1010? Well, they cuffed him and dragged him to the station downtown, and they allowed him one phone call before the jailer came round. He wet his chapped lips, cleared his young throat, and then he dialed the telephone. Softly he spoke. Me again, Margaret. They got me, Margaret. You ain't gonna miss me, Margaret. I know that. But I'll miss you. And when I get out, Margaret, I'm gonna come over there with a weed eater and a live chicken. And some
What
food.
the heck?
We'll have a big old time, Margaret.
Why, yes, ma'am. You can post bond right over here.
Mr. McBain, please.
That'll be $350.
And, how much for those handcuffs?
Oh my gosh. How much for those handcuffs? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Mark, though. I don't even know about him. I don't even know about Ray Stevens. But Mark thought you'd like that, Sabrina. And Margaret. Margaret, what did you think of your song? You know all about that song. I saw Margaret weighing in on it as well. Oath Keepers having a fun time with that. All right, that was a good share. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Now, we're gonna get to some vintage coffee makers. I mean, we could do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want, but that's what I had lined up. So let's make it happen. And Miss Coffee's still pissed off at Mr. Coffee, but Mr. Coffee is a yuck. All right, so let's get into it. This one is, I thought, is this the one? I want this Belgium one first. This Belgium one, I'd never seen something like this. This is interesting to me. Belgium coffee maker, luxury Belgium balanced brewer, and coffee siphon, royal brass siphon brewer. So this is like probably back in the day, rich people style coffee maker. I'd never seen something like this. This is interesting. And this is them putting it together and then using it. Vintage coffee maker. That is pretty freaking incredible design. Let's go over this. This is incredibly, wow. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. I want a big one. You can't see it as well. We'll go this size. This is very interesting. Very interesting how it does this. Because it heats up the pot, sends steam, it looks like, or I guess hot water into the glass container on the left, which is cool how it's glass because then you can see the whole thing happening. And yes, it looked like it was going to be Turkish. So it sends the hot steaming water over to brew, and then once it gets, like, the balance gets off to where it's lifted up the pot, then the lid comes down on the heating device, closes that, and then it just brews for a while, and then in time, I guess the difference in temperature starts to pull the water back into the brass. And then it keeps the grounds out, I'd assume. And then you have this little nozzle here where you can pour your coffee. Wow. Who thought of that? That's pretty genius, and I think they should bring that one back into the coffee shops. I mean, I'm sure there's probably got to be some that are doing it, right? That's just a cool design. It would be so cool to just, I mean, that's just me, artsy fartsy, and thinking that's would be something where you're hanging out with your lady. Maybe maybe Mr. Coffee needs to take Mrs. Coffee out and have a little Belgium old school brass style coffee, and you just sit at a table and you chat and watch this thing work. Genius design, genius. I'd like to taste it though to make sure it's good, but I guess you have to have probably a specific grind on that coffee for it to really brew the proper way. I thought that was fascinating. And then Velvet, you brought up Percolator, and I got one more for you. And I think it's a Percolator. Let's check this one out. So this is a vintage Corey Necro coffee maker demo, the original perfect cup of coffee. Vacuum coffee, kind of Percolator as far as like being on the stovetop, and the way that it kind of percolates like that, but definitely different than a percolator. And it's only 3 to 5 minutes. And when you remove it from the heat, then the coffee goes back down into the carafe, and the coffee grounds. I mean, at the end there was no coffee grounds in it. Wow. And you keep that grind close to a French press to get the French press grind is like the more coarse, larger granules of the coffee beans. So instead of a fine grind, it's a coarse grind, bigger grind. I've never heard of that one either, but that one's brilliant. The original perfect cup of coffee. Wow. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of those two different styles? Very different styles. Belgium and quite almost science, like sciencey kind of art and science kind of mixture. Wow, that was fun. That sucks. Or are we talking about how it sucks the coffee through the grinds? Oh man, Margaret is the funny one. Margaret is the one that came up with the Joe Dirt's son for the Rainmaker CEO dude that's been going out talking about cloud seeding. Looks just like Joe Dirt. I don't know who in the world allowed him to go out into the public looking like that if they didn't want that association. Yes, it was a vacuum style, like it said at the end there. That it's crazy some of the things that people have thought of to brew coffee. But I love artistic stuff like that. You can find that in all kinds of the different worlds, whether it's brewing beer or the wine process and all that kind of stuff, which I pretty much got to stay away from being an ex-alcoholic. But some of that stuff is really fun, especially when it comes to like coffees and teas and the various ways they do it in other cultures. And then, of course, like the Belgium one's really cool, but I bet back in the day, it was like one of those things where only rich people got it. Now we should just all get one just because of that. So it's not just rich people that get to enjoy that. Substack does that. And welcome Mark over here on this side of things. Substack, it tries to, it's they've got a lot of work to do. But for those of you that it is working on, I still appreciate you over here. And we got Duke Nukem. Kim joined. Welcome. We're getting ready. We're kind of just chilling. I mean, anything goes, whatever you guys got. But Catania, D, my mom and aunt were switchboard operators. I would use the phone and they would be asking me, number please, in our small town in New York. That's wild. And it really hasn't been that long, right? It hasn't been that long since there was like switchboards and stuff like that. That's the crazy thing. I can't imagine living like right at the beginning of the 1900s and watching the progression of electricity, phone, transportation, automobiles, airports bringing planes, and all the various things. And then eventually, if you're, to watch the internet and all this stuff come in where you're just like, what the heck? But have like switchboard operators where you make a call and it's like, what's the number, please? That's crazy. And then Catania is also saying coffee back then was served with a small 1-ounce ceramic cup with real cream. Yes, like that's the talk is like the coffee was a very, I don't know if I'd say a spiritual practice, but it was revered. It was like very important, and people sat down and enjoyed it. You didn't just get your fix and then go freaking buzzing. You sat down, you socialized, which is what the world is missing out on today, and you enjoyed it. That's why I think that Belgium kind of thing, and that was another thing, like even in working at Starbucks, it was like there was a rare occasion where somebody would order a French press, and it's about 5 minutes of a brew time, and it sits in that, cylinder, often made of glass, some made of steel, various models, but we had the ones of glass, so you could see the grounds in it. And then at 5 minutes, we'd have a little timer on it. One of us would come over and press that down, and it would press the coffee grounds through the strainer, and then the coffee grounds would be pushed to the bottom as the coffee brewed through it. And then we would pour them their cup of coffee in a ceramic mug, and they would sit there and they would enjoy it, and they would socialize. And I always thought that was so beautiful when like couples would do that. Sometimes it was business guys that were just hanging out, but sometimes, a married retired couple would come in and enjoy a French press. And it was a little bit longer of a process, but I always thought that was really cool because it should be enjoyed that way. And then thank you for being here, MJ. Got to go watch the replay later. That's all good. I understand. Everybody's got their life stuff going on. As I am making my coffee now in a portable French press, I am doing van life. Almost 5 years now. Oh, Catania, you're doing van life? Man, I had thought about doing that. So in van life, do you have to go to like RV parks and stuff like that? And then you have the showers there, or do you have like a tiny little makeshift like shower in the van? Because they got some of those now. That's freaking wild. But you're doing a French press in there? I get it. It's a Bodum. Yep, I know about those. Marian, what's up? Awaiting the pivot. Art of War. Durham Spygate. Grand Conspiracy incoming. I have seen some of the cute people trying to bring back Durham as if Durham's going to do something. Durham did his job, which was the deep state job, and now he has a cush job in like New York or whatever. I think it's New York. And he's going to retire on that and be rich and just live a good life. He ain't coming back to do squat. I mean, if he does, then it's the AI telling him that is his new script. That's my opinion. Yes, Catania, that was in the 50s when they were doing the switchboard. Gotcha. Marian, George Washington's crossing of the Delaware River on December 25th and 26th, 1776. That is what is always pushed. So we'll see. We need a revolution. So if it takes something like that, bring it. I was a switchboard operator in an office. Norma Maynard, you were a switchboard operator? Wow. That's that you've probably got some stories. And yes, Catania, Starbucks sucks. And Starbucks can suck it. They had great at least teaching as far as like customer service and philosophies and stuff like that goes, but they're a bunch of scumbags. It's just all corporate satanic bullshit. Marian Sales, his investigation is in Federal Register. Trump will prosecute Comey et al. All right. Well, I don't believe that, but we'll see. I don't believe it one bit. And Trump is trying to say that Epstein is a hoax created by Comey. Like, if he's saying that, that ain't going to look good in the courtroom. Anyways, Catania, no, I have a nationwide YMCA membership where I take showers all over the country. I go visit my YouTube subs. I'm in Missoula, Montana at the moment. Wait, so do you have a YouTube channel? I could pull it up if you like. Share a link. We'll pull it up. I'll get people to check you out. You're doing a nationwide, going around and meeting people that follow you, and then you can go to the YMCA for showers. That's freaking awesome. I would do something like that. All right, what do we got? I have an unpopular opinion to float out there. Prosecute whoever you want. It will change nothing for our GDP. And that's how I feel. And if they do prosecute, I mean, when I watched the Trump impeachment hearings that went on forever and costed the public like tens of millions of dollars, I was disgusted by how they just throw away our money and how they just act like basically children in those rooms, and it's Republicans versus Democrats. And it was just like, at the time I was like hardcore Republican, like I went from now politics, loving Trump, to thinking Republicans are good, Fox is good, Sean Hannity I can trust. I didn't even know who any of these people were. It was just like when I got into the Bible and I didn't know anything about Jesus. I didn't know anything about the apostles. I didn't even know anything about the Bible. I had to learn everything fresh. That's how it was for me coming in. But watching the way that they operate in the courtrooms, bleh, it's just a freaking show. But this obsession with politicians and lawfare has done serious damage to people's thinking, in my opinion. It's discordant. Those lawsuits will change nothing for what is being required of our lifestyles. And they could have these lawsuits and court proceedings. And while they're doing that, it's just a distraction while the biodigital convergence continues, because the technocracy is still amping up. The real ID, the V2X, electronic corridors, drone warfare, nobody is allowed to talk about it because we are watching soap operas at the podium. Yes, with all of the drone warfare that's going on with these wars, they are testing out all their new toys that'll be used on, I think, us in time for the 15-minute cities and the ideas that they have for us. Not to push fear porn, but that's my worry, because the technocracy is coming fast, and AI shows that. Let's get back over here to the Substack. Okay, cut the sharing your YouTube. Let me see if I can grab this. Marian says, Faith Booma-san, they're sending false narratives to catch divisive influencers. All right, you're still buying into some of the opium, Marian, and I do not hold it against you, but I just do not agree. But I would like to have Sabrina back on here pretty soon so that we can do round 2, Sabrina. We got to do another video. However we want to do it. It doesn't have to be a Q&A. But check this out. So, this is Kat. I am Intuitive Detective and Spellbreaker. This is awesome. This is Katiana's YouTube channel. Nice. And you're going around the country and saying hi to all your fans, all your followers. We'll watch a little video. They call me Kooky Katsy. This is awesome. I love this. All right. Is there a certain video I should play? We want to watch one more because I want to show this. It's just so awesome that you're here and that you're living that van life. And then there's more information. I won't go through all that. Oh, so you got into, so you were calling out the nano poisoning, the convid, the Morgellons, Lyme, lupus, MS, cancer. You were calling out all that. Awesome. And ways to detox, especially the pineal gland. All right. All right. All right. All right. Solutions and protocols, healing. There's food stuff. Ooh, there's a deer. Yes, let's do this.
Hi there. There's a deer that's kind of wandering around here in Bellingham. Walks right into the street. I guess maybe it's more common than I think. But poor animals are at effect just like we are to whatever these powers that shouldn't be are doing to us. Right, hon? Right? Well, I hope you find your way back home where you should be. Okay?
Kat is in the know, and she's catching nature here in the cities, and she's riding her van. 15-minute idiot cities, exactly what we were talking about. I'll put your link down below, Kat, underneath this coffee shop talk, so that people that want to go check you out can check you out. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Oh, the deer. And yes, hopefully they're protected. I mean, they're in the cities. I guess they come wherever they want. Some of them are more scared than others. And yes, that's the problem that drone warfare is already on CONUS with problems with our airports. Discussing recently DHS hearing for any interested. That's what I caught on one of your lives, Sabrina. You talking about how the drones can disable airports, or did disable an airport maybe in another country, and that's the worry. And then we have like the World Cup coming to Jersey. Is that what's coming up? Is the World Cup coming to New Jersey? World Cup. New Jersey. In 2026, FIFA World Cup final will be held at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. So the World Cup is coming, and that was one of the things that they brought up in that hearing. And then they were talking about how the Olympics in 2028 is coming to California. So we have some major things coming to the United States that is going to bring lots of people and lots of attention. And that's the kind of stuff that we need to be prepared for. They were even talking about it in Congress. And sometimes I think that's predictive programming, but that's where we would, the drones at that point, as they're developing them, as they test them out in these wars, Ukraine, Russia, and the stuff in the Middle East, that's the stuff that we need to be aware of and stuff that we need to talk about. But yes, I'm going to be sharing Kat's. Thank you, Kat, for sharing that. I'm going to share that in. You want to play the vitamin D video? Let me see that. Let me see, Kat. Vitamin D video. Vitamin D. I'll let everybody check that one out. I'm not seeing it right away, but I'm stoked about this. Just you're here and you're living that van life. It was something that I've thought about doing. We'll get a little bit closer of a look. Eye bath with distilled water. What is this one? We'll get a little better look at Kat. Let's check this out. Eye bath with distilled water. Get the gunk and funk out.
Okay, guys. I wanted to show you something I'm doing now. To clean my eyes out because they've been really filmy. And I just got up, so my voice is kind of hoarse now. So I could not find like a silicone little eye cup. Like they used to have glass ones, but we want something flexible. So I couldn't find them. I looked at all, Rite Aid and all different pharmacies, and they don't have it. So I got a new baster, turkey baster, and just took the end off and put distilled water in it. And then you just put your eye into it. Be careful you don't suck your eyeball out. And just bathe your eye in it so you can help cleanse your eyes. Okay, that's the tip for the day.
I love it. Tip for the day. This is awesome. All right, like I said, I'm going to be sharing her YouTube video down below this coffee shop talk. Everybody can connect with Kat there. She's got some tips. But yes, we got FIFA World Cup coming next year, and we've got the Olympics coming to the United States. We've got the drone situations, stuff that I want to talk about with Sabrina. We got lots of stuff that we can talk about, Sabrina, and we can just jump on here whenever you want, whenever you're feeling good. Yep. I like Kat's YouTube videos, tips of the day. I love your style, Kat, of going around the country and just living that van life. I've seriously thought about that at times. If I could maybe steer this podcasting in a different direction, I would do that. But you're probably doing it right before the 15-minute idiot cities come in. So good on you, because you'd be like one of the last freedom fighters going around and driving yourself. I've heard podcasts where Elon Musk is saying at some point people will look back on time and wonder in awe that people actually drove their own cars. Can you imagine that? Because of all the automation and stuff like that his plans and the technocrats have plans for, where it'll be all automated cars, and you'll probably have to have your digital ID to even travel in those cars. And that means your vaccine passport will have to be up to date. All these various things. So, Kat, you enjoy that van life. Thank you for the tips of the day. I will share that down below. And looks like Fringe made it, even though you're a little late, Fringe, if you are here, wherever you are. But we got to get some more of those synergist panels going. It doesn't have to be a whole panel. Any of you that want to jump on and do a video with the Booma on, I will help you guys get it out there. And then I hope to be talking with Sabrina very soon about getting her back on. And yes. Oh, it's always heart fire for me to see folks like Kat who offer folks options. Exactly. That's why I'm going to be sharing that down below. And some basic natural things are lost to history until people mention it. And then working with what we have today, like Kat was saying, like it was kind of hard for her to find something that was a solution for the film in her eyes. And then she found a turkey baster and popped that off there and found that it worked good. So she's got some awesome tips for you. And she's living that van life, which I'm kind of jealous of, to be honest with you. But I see some of you joining a little bit late. But you'll go back and watch this one. It was, I thought, a really good one, just a fun one. We had a good time. Got into some vintage commercials. I shared some more of the skunkies and the kitties in the beginning. And then we got into, some of the ancient or more vintage style coffee brewers. And then Kat shared her YouTube channel with us. And I'm going to share that down below. Let's get a little... Let's get a little coffee jazz. And whatever you guys are doing today, I hope it's blessed. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I hope you're doing a little bit better than this coffee couple. She's not too happy with Mr. Coffee, but he seems to be having a good time. So I hope you all are having a good time. On July 17th, 2025, this was Coffee Shop Talk Live. This is the 31st one of these. And I thank you all that tuned in. God bless you all, and I look forward to catching you on the very next one. See you guys.